Aloha everyone, welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name is Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. That was the first time in like 6 months that I've gotten through my intro once without having to redo it like 5 times. Improvements! Yes!
Growth!
You know, you would have thought by now that I would have my intro like down, no problem, but I have to say that shit so many times because I always mess it up somehow. Anyway, wow. Korean skincare brands. Hello! In today's video, I'm going to be ranking Korean skincare brands. Now, if you haven't seen my previous ranking videos, you guys seem to really like them, and I think they're a bunch of fun because I just get to kind of like go over a bunch of different brands and share my thoughts in like a few sentences before deciding where they fall in a rank. And it's kind of difficult, but it's kind of fun. But you guys like this shit, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And in my last video, I saw that a bunch of you guys were requesting me to rank Korean skincare brands. And I love this idea because Korean skincare is the shit. It is amazing, so good. I am constantly recommending Korean skincare on my channel. And if you're someone who hasn't tried out Korean skincare yet, oh baby, you are missing out big time. There are so many products I love, but of course there are some brands where I'm like, not a fan of, as well as brands that I'm obsessed with. So I thought I would put them all into this video. As I was prepping for this video, I'm using Tier Maker, the usual like tier maker. Wow, that was informative. I actually found a lot of brands that I'm going to be using, so I'm pretty excited because I forget how many Korean skincare brands I actually use. This is going to be an adventure. Let's go, baby. So here we are. I have 4 different categories instead of 5 because there isn't like as many brands I've done in my previous video, but I'm still shocked by how many brands there are featured in this video. But I figured I could fit them into 4 different categories. The first one being absolutely obsessed. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Yes, I am not absolutely obsessed with many brands, but there are some brands out there. And overall, I will say, as I've tiered this, it is a little bit different than my normal tiering because I'm just going to be 100% honest. Korean skincare brands are doing worlds better than a lot of the Western brands we have over here in the great old USA, America. So I'd say they're not as harsh. And that's why the second category is I'll still buy it, where I'm like, you know what? I'm not in love with these products, but my curiosity will still get the best of me, and I'm probably still going to buy the products to try them out because I'm interested in seeing how they work. The third category is squeamish, where I'm like, y'all are just tiptoeing a little bit too much on that yes or no line, where I really can't make up my mind, but I'm just going to say I'm uncomfortable. And then the fourth category is utter disappointment, where I'm just like, wow, you had so much going for you. You had so much opportunity. You were set up for success, and you just disappointed all of us. Let's jump into this shit. I'm not going to go in any particular order, but just letting you know, if you guys are like new to Korean skincare, I have actually talked about a lot of these products on my channel, and I've made a bunch of videos about Korean skincare, so feel free to check those out if you do want to learn more. You know what? Let's start with the popular one, Dr. Jart. Dr. Jart is easily one of the most recognized Korean skincare brands out there, and I have to say, Dr. Jart kills it with their formulas. While I may not fully agree with all of their ingredient lists, they make some bomb formulas where I'm just like, wow, the results are there, the experience is there. In the USA, they can be a little bit expensive, but actually in Korea, they're a lot more affordable than they are here. And if you do want to save some money, you can actually shop on like Korean websites where they ship it to you from Korea, like Yes Style or Stylevana, and you get the products a lot cheaper. But overall, I would say for Dr. Jart, I'd say they accurately go into, oh, actually, this is difficult. I was going to say I'll still buy it because they have so many formulas that are amazing. Like their sunscreen is one of my favorite, even though I don't fully agree with the ingredient list of the Cicapair line. The Cicapair line is bomb. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. That stuff gets rid of redness so fast, it's great. But I kind of want to put squeamish because the majority of their formulas do contain ingredients that I'm not like crazy about. You know what? I'm going to put them in squeamish. I'm going to be a little bit harsh today, a little bit controversial. I mean, when am I not controversial? That's the question. But they're at the top of squeamish because I do like a lot of their products, but I'd say overall, the entirety of the brand, they do formulate with a lot of essential oils, which I'm just not crazy about. Barely get into the I'll still buy it category, but I'll say squeamish. Ooh, let's do Then I Met You. If you guys aren't familiar with Then I Met You, they are a little bit of like a smaller Korean skincare company. I think based out of New York actually, but they follow Korean skincare philosophy. They have my favorite cleansing balm in the world, the mango cleansing balm. It's like a smoothie for your face. I will say I'll put them in I'll still buy it because I really like their formulations. I think they're bomb. My only hesitancy is that they are expensive. Like that cleansing balm is not cheap, and looking at some of their other products, I'm like, ooh, Lord, that's a lot of money for a skincare product. And I get it. They are kind of focused on luxury, but it's just a little tricky sometimes. And a lot of times when I've recommended my products, you guys are like, oh my God, they're so expensive. And I'm like, I know. but they're so good. So because of that, I'll put them in I'll still buy it, where it'll hurt a little bit, it'll hurt my bank account, but I'm still gonna buy it because their products are awesome. Let me know if you guys want a review video about them, because I have seen some requests in the past. Let's do Primera next. So Primera I've talked about on my channel before because they have an amazing essence. One of the only essences that I've actually found to work really well for my skin, the Miracle Seed Essence. And they also have my favorite lip mask in the world, the Clean Berry Lip Mask. It's so good. That being said, they are a little bit on the pricier side. Some of their products do contain a little bit too much fragrance for my liking. I still love the brand though, and one of the things I really like about them is that they're very focused on sustainability. They make a lot of efforts to be very conscious about like the impact they have on the earth through their packaging and through their ingredient solutions. So I'm gonna say they're at the top of I'll still buy it. Like, I'm not obsessed with every product, but I do like the brand overall. I think they're a great brand. Which one next? Oh, let's do Rovectin Clean. I am so excited to talk about this brand because you guys have probably heard me talk about the Rovectin Clean Lotus Water Cream. It's one of my favorite moisturizers, particularly if you have more oily or combination skin, because it's super lightweight and the concentration of lotus extract in it is amazing. Plus they're really affordable, and I have been using more of their products. Their sunscreen is bomb. It's a zinc oxide based sunscreen that's SPF 50 but has barely any white cast. It is so good. Instantaneously I want to put them in absolutely obsessed. I think they are like an up and coming brand that's doing so good. Like, they didn't even launch that long ago. I'm a huge fan. I look forward to what they have in the future. And if I'm not mistaken, actually like all of their products or almost all their products are fragrance free. So it's impressive. I like what they're doing. Let's do Laneige next. Now, Laneige. I want to love this brand so much. Like, I do like that they're on the more affordable side of Korean skincare brands that you can find at Sephora, and they're very popular in Korea, but I have looked through so many of their ingredient lists, and every single time I'm just like, why do they formulate with so many irritating ingredients? And it's just kind of a disappointment. Their water sleeping mask dried the fuck out of my skin, which was kind of a disappointment. I don't think their lip mask is that great. Like, it's one of those where it feels nice when you put it on, but the second you take it off, all the hydration is basically gone. So honestly, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put them in utter disappointment. They are a brand that I am constantly like wanting to root for, but just can never find a reason to root for them, and I don't know where else I'd put them. So utter disappointment. Let's do Some by Me. I've talked about Some by Me on my channel before. They have in their specific AHA, BHA, PHA line bomb products. They work so well on the skin. They have incredible concentrations of good ingredients, and I think they're great. That being said, not all their products fall in line with my personal philosophy, which is why I think I'm just gonna put them in I'll still buy it. Like, they have so many products where I'm like, yes, and then I look at the ingredient list and I'm like, well, my earring is slipping. People always ask me if this is an extra piercing, and it's not, but it's a super cute earring, right? Chains and whips excite me. But overall, I have to say, Some by Me I think is a good brand. Like, definitely something that really intrigues my interest. Oh my god, I just realized number 7 is on this list. Oops, that's a drugstore skincare brand. That is not supposed to be on this list. My apologies. Are you not embarrassed? This is embarrassing. Let's go next with Neogen. I will say Neogen, this is tricky because they have 2 products that I love. Like the essence right there, and then their essence serum. Bomb. A lot of their other formulas do contain irritants. Do y'all get like a lot of spam calls a day? There was at one point where I'd probably get about 15 to 20 spam calls a day. Thankfully, it's only gone now to where I only get like 5 a day, but still, it's rough. I get so many calls. And if you know me as a person, you know that you should only call me if your leg has been severed and you don't have a ride to the hospital. That's the only time I want people calling me. Besides that, just send a text. Like, it's not that hard. Is that rude? I don't care. But a lot of the other products that Neogen has are formulated with some irritants, which is why I feel like they're a balance between I'll still buy it and squeamish, which is funny because like I've worked with Neogen in the past because of their amazing essence and essence serum, like so good. But they do use undisclosed fragrance in some of their products. I will say they're in squeamish. Like, I really want them to release more products like these essences in the future. I feel like they would be so successful considering the essence is like basically their most successful product, but I feel like they could just do a little bit better. And hopefully like me working with them in the past will help to like bring more people to these really, really good products. So the brand sees it as a sign to start making more products like that. I mean, that's the reason why I do work with brands. But yeah, I'd say they'd fit in squeamish. Like, still good, but squeamish. Oh, which one should we do next? Let's do, okay, obviously Crave Beauty. Without even thinking about it, the Lord is telling me to put it in absolutely obsessed. I feel like I don't need to explain. Crave Beauty basically makes a feature in pretty much every single one of my videos. The formulas are incredible. Great berry Dairy Relief is my savior. Amazing brand, amazing founder, amazing philosophy. If you guys haven't tried Crave Beauty out, you really need to because they're bomb. So yeah, definitely at the top. On the contrast, shall we get a little controversial? Keep Cool. If you aren't familiar with this brand, they actually have really good products. Like they focus on skin sensitivity, reducing irritation. Their bamboo toner is really popular, and previously their sunscreen has been really good. And I used their sunscreen for a while. I loved it. I have loved their toner. However, they've been a little shady, and I'm not one to like to, you know, air out dirty laundry from brands, but I will have to say I am extremely disappointed with the way that Keep Cool has behaved, particularly with online creators. They have gone after and bullied really small creators that I love, that I know are just making content to be educational and to be helpful. They've gone so far as to threaten them with legal action when that was not justified whatsoever. And it came out that their sunscreen is not actually as effective as they said it was, which is ironic considering that they were threatening people for speaking out against their sunscreen, and now are trying to backpedal without being transparent about what their sunscreen factor actually is in that product. And yeah, I'm severely disappointed in the brand. Like I really did like them, but after their actions, I definitely, with no hesitation, put them in utter disappointment, and I don't know if they will ever be featured on my channel again. Bye-bye. On a more positive note, let's go with Innisfree. I love Innisfree. I think they're such a great brand. All their products, I'm just like, yes, like they fall in line with my philosophy exactly. Great formulas, non-sensitizing, non-irritating, and really affordable. You can find them on Amazon, so you can get them shipped to you pretty much from wherever. Great brand, have been really nice to me in the past. Honestly, they go in absolutely obsessed. I really like Innisfree and what they're doing, and I hope that they become more popular because I feel like they're kind of overlooked by a lot of people when they really do deserve to get more attention. Their green tea toner is one of the only toners in existence where I'm like,
I tap that.
Oh goodness, that was very hetero of me. Let's do Dear Claire's next. Now, Dear Claire's, they have bomb formulas, and for a while I have been obsessed with their sunscreen. Their Soft UV Air Essence has been listed as one of my favorite sunscreens of all time, and I feel like this is a good time to kind of talk about it a little more, and I may make a video like fully addressing this, but ever since the Purito scandal, where their sunscreen wasn't actually SPF 50 and they recalled their sunscreen, Dear Claire's has decided to recall the Soft UV Air Essence as well, which makes my heart so sad. I mean, it's not our fault. We had no way of knowing, and I wouldn't even venture to say that it's the brand's fault. I think what's happening is the specific UV filters that they've been using are not as effective as brands have thought they are. So I'm not going to go out and blame Dear Claire's, although I would be curious to see what the actual sunscreen factor of that product was, similar to what Purito did, where they were transparent about that. I would like to see them do that, but you know, who knows what'll happen. But besides that, they do have some good formulas, and I'll say I'll put them in I'll still buy it, because a lot of their formulas do contain ingredients that I'm not the biggest fan of. They have some essential oils, but it's definitely not as like intense as Dr. Jart, and they have a lot of really good products. I will admit I do need to use more of their products. I haven't fully dived into the brand, but I've used probably like 5 of them and I've enjoyed all of them. So yeah, I'll still buy it. I think is an accurate place to put them. Oh, I'm From. Let's talk about I'm From. So I'm From has some of the best quality skincare products out there. This is a brand that you can tell with every single product they have taken their time, their efforts, their energy just to making the most perfect product possible, because every time I use one of their products, I'm like, this feels so luxurious and it feels amazing, and the formulations are so elegant in a way that you don't often see with brands. My hesitancy with I'm From is that they use fragrance in so many of their products, which is really sad. Not all of them, but some of them, and as much as I do love the brand, that is kind of like a drawback for me, but some of my favorite products actually that I've talked about in so many videos are actually from the brand. So I'm going to put them in I'll still buy it. They may be at the bottom of I'll still buy it because their products do contain undisclosed fragrance, so I'm just like, take my money, take my money. But if you're someone who wants like real luxury without having to pay the price point, definitely check out I'm From. Their products are wow, just out of this world. And I love that their packaging is really high quality and able to be easily reused. Definitely a fan of that. Let's do Tony Moly next. I feel like I'm getting so controversial in this video. This is not usually like me. I'm just gonna say utter disappointment. The reason being, first of all, I feel like a lot of their skincare kind of is so focused on aesthetics that they overlook a lot of formulas. And honestly, my initial experience with Tony Moly was just to pretty much completely dismiss them, because I was like, oh, don't they make just like really cutesy type skincare but don't really take skincare formulation seriously? However, they do have some good products. I have tried some of their green tea line and their soothing line, and unfortunately they do use a lot of fragrance in a lot of their products. However, kind of annoyance with them is that they released a section of their brand that is pretty much almost identical to the Inky List, and obviously this is alleged, just my opinion. It's pretty apparent that it's like a copy of the Inky List. I saw it online and I was like, wow, that's pathetic. Because here's the thing, I always think there's room for innovation, and when you find find like really high price point skincare products out there and companies are making more affordable options that are kind of rooted in the same philosophy, I'm all here for it. But when you're copying like the logo, the philosophy, the branding, the design, everything, particularly for a really affordable brand like the Inkey List, who is already trying to make their products as accessible as possible, I'm just like, really, come on, do better. So because of that, I'm just gonna have to put them in utter disappointment. I'm more sad than anything because I'm just like, the ingredients in those products look great. Like, why did you have to copy that brand, especially with how massive Tony Moly is? Like, they are huge. They definitely have the resources and the teams to be able to innovate as much as they want, and they still chose to copy. So not a fan of that one. Again, alleged. This is all my opinion. I want to do Pyongkang Yul. I've talked about them on my channel before. I will say I'm gonna put them in I'll still buy it. I like how their packaging looks. I like their philosophy. The only thing I'm not crazy about is that some of their products do contain a high concentration of olive oil, which I don't think is amazing for my skin personally, but overall I still do think that they're a good brand with good formulas. Let's do this one, the one you guys have been waiting for, CosRX. What are my opinions of CosRX? So CosRX, I remember at one point being so excited when I stumbled upon a store when I was visiting LA way back like 2 years ago, and I found CosRX products because they're actually really difficult to get here in Hawaii, and I was like, yes! I was so excited because I love the ingredient list. And then as I started trying the products, it was so hard to find like a lot of products that work for me. Like their snail mucin, perfection, but a lot of the other products just kind of, they fell a little short for me. Like I didn't notice as much as I wanted to, and maybe that's because CosRX is really hyped, like they are super popular, and maybe I just let the overhype get to me. But I like their snail mucin. I wanted to love their aloe sunscreen because it was great, but it's formulated with a lot of fragrance, so inevitably I had to let that one go. And I want to put them in I'll still buy it, but I feel like I've already tried so many of the products that I don't know if I'll still buy it, but I'm still gonna put them there because I really do like the philosophy of the brand. I really like CosRX overall. I like what they're doing, and I feel like it's just me that's having a weird experience with them. Everyone else seems to really love them, and I think they have great ingredients, so I think I'll still buy it. It's perfect. Let's do the Face Shop. So I'll be honest, we have like 3 Face Shop locations here in Hawaii. I have visited every single one of them. And every time I go in, and I always ask them, do you have any products that are formulated without essential oils? And every time they're like, no. And I've looked those stores up and down, and while they do have some like good cleansers, I'd say overall I'm just pretty disappointed with the Face Shop, and I want to support them. Their stores are so cute and the packaging is super cute. I love the philosophy, but again, I feel like they kind of fall into this subset group of Korean skincare. It just really does not align with my personality. So I'm just going to put them in utter disappointment. Well, should I put them in squeamish? Because I don't know if they should be in the same branch as Keep Cool and Tony Moly. I'll be nice today. I'll put them in squeamish because they do have a few products that work, and I'm going to hope for the best for the future. So I'll put them in squeamish. Okay, I'm a little annoyed because I know for a fact that I added more brands to this list, but for some reason they're not uploading into Tier Maker. Anyway, I know that I put both Innisfree and, well, regardless, I'll just order Innisfree. Oh, Innisfree. I'm just going to say it. I'll put them in utter disappointment. I really want to like Innisfree, but all of their products have so much fragrance. And I'm not just talking like, oh, that has a little bit of light fragrance. And no, bitch. Fragrance does fuck. Like you open the bottle and you're like, oh, I feel like I opened a perfume. From my knowledge, they do have one single product that isn't formulated with fragrance. It is a soybean essence, but the ingredient list was a little lackluster for me, particularly for the price point. And while Innisfree isn't the most expensive brand out there, that particular product I did think was a little bit expensive. And I want to support them because they've been making big moves for their packaging to make sure that their packaging is more sustainable. And their green tea serum looks so bomb, but I was just overwhelmed by the smell. It was way too strong. And it's definitely clear that Innisfree values putting a lot of fragrance in their products. It's just kind of a drawback for me. And so I'm going to put them in disappointment. Like, I know Innisfree, you have literally every single resource at your fingertips. You could create so many options, and they have a huge brand with so much selection, and I still have a hard time finding products without irritants. So hopefully in the future they will. I'm really crossing my fingers. I'm hoping for the best. Oh, I remember the other one, Amore Pacific. Yes, Amore Pacific is also really popular. You can find it at Sephora. They're definitely luxury, like the height of luxury. Wow, I feel like I'm saving all my negativity for the end. Truthfully, I want to put them in utter disappointment because when I see products charging that high of a price point, like some of their products are over $1,000, really expensive. But to be fair, I think most of their products fall within the like $150 to $350 range. That's still so expensive, particularly because Korean skincare at large is usually a lot more affordable than even what we have here in the Western market. So when I see Amore Pacific charging so much, I'm just like, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put them in utter disappointment. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to do it. They sent me their green tea essence, which I still want to try, but last I remember looking at the ingredient list, it was formulated with some irritants that I wasn't a fan of. So just overall, I'll put them in utter disappointment. I always bring into question brands that charge that much for their products, and I don't know. I feel like you can find so many good options that are just as effective for a much lower price point. And then finally, we have Nature Republic. I am almost certain I haven't talked about this brand on my channel, and it's because I struggle when I go in their stores to find good products. I'm sorry. Like their really popular aloe in a tub, I'm just not a fan of that formula. I can't even use it because it's formulated with a good amount of denatured alcohol, which my skin is really sensitive to begin with. I will put them in squeamish. The reason being, they do have some products, if I remember right. Yes. No. Shoot. Now I can't remember if they actually have any products that are fragrance free. My brain's giving out, y'all. I'm sorry. I wish I could remember the ingredient list of every single one of these products for every single one of these brands, but it's too much for my brain. You know what? If you guys want to see a video about Nature Republic, let me know. If I remember right, actually, I don't think I've been able to use like any products from them because they're all formulated with fragrance. And I think that's the store when I walk into that they always say they don't have any products without essential oils. Am I confusing the Face Shop and Nature Republic? Oh my God, my brain is just like collapsing in on itself. I'm so sorry, y'all. What I know for certain is that the majority of their formulas I'm not a fan of. That's what I know for certain. So it would be a mix between utter disappointment and squeamish. But this is a good sign. This means I should do a review video on Nature Republic and let you guys know what I think of it. But whew, okay, wow, that was a lot. Oh my God, that was a journey. I did not realize the video was going to get that controversial. But that was actually like a lot of fun. And you can kind of see overall my opinion of Korean skincare is largely positive. Like I really do like the majority of brands that I've been able to find. I feel like they have such good selections that are miles ahead of what we have over here in the Western market. While there still are some brands that I'm just like not crazy about, overall, even for like the squeamish brands like Dr. Jart and Neogen, I still like the brands. So we're doing way better already than some of the other review videos I've done. But I feel like this is pretty accurate, and honestly this video is making me want to buy more Korean skincare. That's not a good sign. That's never a good sign. I don't need more products. But what do you guys think? I would love to know your thoughts. Do you agree with some of my placements of these? Do you love some of these brands? Do you hate some of these brands? I would love to know below. And let me know if you do want to see more ranking videos, because I'm happy to make more of these. You guys like them. You guys come up with great ideas, so just let me know. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and set the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.